The main event here at the World Economic Forum in Davos today was the speech by Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden. And Biden's speech was interesting for a couple of reasons. First of all, there was a very strong condemnation of Russia, which he argued is now the principal opponent of the liberal democratic order in the world. And there was a very strong defense, both of NATO and of the European Union. Now, why was Biden saying that, and why did the audience want to hear it? Well, because, as Biden himself reminded the audience, he will be out of power by the end of the week, and everybody here, at least the Europeans, are very nervous about the impact of Donald Trump, because Mr. Trump has been critical of NATO. He's said that it's obsolete, and people around Trump have apparently been asking which is the next country to leave the European Union. In other words, unlike Biden, they don't necessarily think the EU's a great thing or is here to stay. And that's why Biden's words were perhaps not as reassuring as they might otherwise have been, because he's on his way out, Trump is on his way in, and indeed the next big speaker at Davos here on Thursday will be Theresa May, the British Prime Minister, who is the living embodiment of the fragility of the European Union, because she's just given a big speech confirming that Britain will in fact go for, although she didn't call it that, a hard Brexit. We really are leaving the European Union, we're leaving the single market, the UK is probably also leaving the customs union, and she kind of cushioned that speech with both some warm words about the EU, but also an implicit threat that Britain could do some damage to the EU. So people here are feeling threatened, they're feeling uneasy, because the very familiar world that Davos has got used to over the last decade seems to be crumbling.